Next, Jigyan-san, please. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jigyan from Nepal. I submitted this presentation material called My Sob Story, but I want to also talk about the exchange and the communication with Japanese people. First of all, I was interested and I watched how the communication is taking place between Japanese people. But once I started living in Japan, to me, it seems like the Japanese do not have much contact with other Japanese. For example, when you go on the train, you put the coin in the vending machine and you get a ticket. And then once you get on the train, you hear the machine announcement saying this train is bound to so-and-so. I wanted to talk with people, though. Since I'm in Japan, I wanted to talk more with people and more exchange with people, Japanese people. And if you have gone abroad, it's easy for you to imagine what I felt like in Japan. When you go abroad, you want to relate or exchange more with the people in that country. But in Japan, it's a very machine-oriented country, be it vending machine, be it convenience stores. The cash register people, they say welcome in a very machine way, not a humane way. And so I thought what the situation is like in Nepal. In Nepal, if you get on the bus and if the person sitting next to you reads a newspaper, there are many sheets, many pages to a newspaper. And this person cannot read all the pages at once. So you can borrow or get some pages of the newspaper from the person sitting next to you. Those sharing is possible. And so when you sit next to each other, this is easy. This easily happens. And I can read a little bit of Japanese, and when I get on trains, I try to read the Japanese newspaper that a person standing next to me is reading, but they don't share a newspaper with me. And what I want to say is we want to communicate more. We need to communicate more. I went to this place called Aomori, and I took a bullet train back to Japan, to Tokyo, and there was a Japanese sitting next to me. And since this was a good opportunity, we had a long ride to Ueno, and I speak Japanese, and I was a student, so I thought, okay, I'll say hello to him. And I bowed, or I tried to start a communication, but this person was turning his back against me. He is like, I don't want to even look at you. And so I thought, okay, maybe this is not a sociable person. Maybe he's not a talkative person. And I was reading this book, Kokoro or Bochan by this novelist, Soseki Natsume. And then, looking at me, reading this Japanese book, he started talking to me, saying, oh, you read Japanese, you speak Japanese. I guess this person was worried because he thought I don't speak Japanese, and he didn't know what to do if I spoke to him in English. But I spoke to him in Japanese, and I said, yes, I do read a little bit of Japanese. And he says, no, not little. You read a lot of Japanese. And so that's how the conversation started, and he gave me his business card. He was a professor. He's a teacher at school. And he gives me New Year's card to this day, and I send him cards too. We met for the first time on the train, and we were heading to the same destination. And we were to be separated at Ueno. But I thought, since it's a good opportunity, it's a coincidence we sat together. So I can't understand why he avoids saying even hello. In Japanese, there's this proverb that goes, even the acquaintance by chance is preordained by destiny. This is an old proverb, so I believe that Japanese people in the past had more communication, but I think there is more distrust among Japanese people these days, especially the distrust by the Japanese towards the foreigners or people from out there. The people out there Mr. Paulo Freire, he is a person. He was a teacher in the field of education, Brazilian. He said this word. He said that to live is to accept the involvement or relationship with nature or people. So if we get involved with other people, we can come to know other viewpoints that you didn't know and widen your view. And if you don't communicate, you won't be widening your view. You won't know more. And you are maybe exceptional. You are special. You come here interested to hear what the foreign people think. So it's not about you, but for others. I want them to communicate more so that they can understand more foreign culture and know more about yourself, too. In this brochure that is at your hand, we have this photo page. It is nothing strange for Nepalese men to hold hands. My Japanese friends often ask me why men hold hands, and they say maybe you're gay, you're homosexual. I want the Japanese to understand more culture. I wonder why they don't make the effort to understand the Nepalese culture and just push their stereotype or prejudice towards us. I don't want them to judge us from their standard. I'm here to understand Japan and to have people understand about me more. And so it's very sad when I encounter these incidents. It is very important to know about other culture, but also to let myself be known to others. Through these efforts, we can widen our view and have more exchange between cultures. I'm speaking in Japanese now, but that is the result of my effort to try to know about Japan more. And I think the more I know about Japan, the more I can go back to Nepal and talk about Japan and talk about the good aspects of Japan to my Nepalese friend. So I think I want you to have the same attitude and be interested for us and foreign culture as well. I'm the only one speaking now, but I hope you can share with us your views later on too. Thank you for your attention.
Jigyan-san, どうもありがとう。
Thank you very much, Jigyan-san. From Jigyan-san, his first message was the distrust among the Japanese towards the foreigners, or the distrust towards others. So that was the first point he made. And Jigyan-san emphasized the importance of more exchange among people. Japanese people, as Jigyan-san said, Japanese is not very good at exchanging, to acquaint with people. When what we associate or what we think of when we say international exchange, it is mainly about introducing tea, flower arrangements, or shogi, Japanese chess, judo, introducing the Japanese culture to the foreigners. We tend not to understand or accept the foreign culture. We may be we're not good at accepting or understanding foreign culture. So as Jigyan-san just correctly mentioned, we need to make more effort to accept and understand other culture as well.